When the phone rings, you never really know what live production event is going to be on the other end of that phone call, and they can take you interesting places. And in this episode, we go to North Carolina and we bring a talk show to the people. This should be the audio setup for our upcoming gig. It's going to be pretty minimal. We're going to run a XR12 for processing, for our board. And we're going to run this Drive Rack Venue 360 for processing. This XR12 is going to work great for this purpose. And these JBL powered 12s here, these Eon 612s, these are going to be our mains for the weekend, or the week, I should say. Now, I have a Furman. I'll bring it over, and that will help clean this setup over a little bit here. But we have the processor XR12 here, those two lines, plus this white cable. This white cable is actually the OG Apple router. And then we have a little network switch back here in the back. So I can actually run the XR12 app, the mixer. But then I can also tab over, open up the drive rack, and be able to do processing, EQ here. I don't know what all of my outputs are going to be. I don't know if I need to hit a broadcast truck, if I need to hit delay towers. Speaking of delay towers, I have these little Eon 610s, and these 610s will act as a fill if needed, any area where there's not coverage that we didn't know about. So I have to condense this trunk, and this trunk down to these three black cases. Very minimal, just what I need. All of that is lighting. We're going to be running some lighting at this event as well. We'll need to run these light bars. I'll be running 2 of those light bars, so we'll have 8 lights across the front, 6 lights in the middle. We've installed some lights in the stage permanently. So back here, my morning has been hanging these lights here. So we've got 8 lights in the back, I think. So these are all pre-mounted. When we show up, you'll be able to hit DMX in the bottom corner. That will all work. Now that our stage is packed, ready to go, I have to run over to my other event this evening. We got to get this event done, then we can leave to North Carolina. Now, hopefully somebody decides to show up for this event tonight. So the band has finally stopped rehearsing, sound checking. I have about an hour and a half, I think, until they're going to start. So I'm running home just to let my dogs out and some stuff. But look at this freaking weather. This is what's going on while we're playing. It's cold. It's cold. It's wet. Like that. Why are we doing this? I could be packing for my show. I could be programming lights for my North Carolina run. And now, welcome to North Carolina.
Like crosswalk. Okay, she looks like, am I gonna get it as a
You're fine. Oh, hang on. Hang on, hang on. We're hitting fence.
Apparently, you should be good.
Now, because these soccer fields are absolutely amazing, they did not want us to tow the stage with our truck across the field due to narrow tires. Now, the stage isn't heavy. It's roughly 5,000 pounds. Not heavy at all, but the tires are narrow compared to the turf tires on this tractor. And so the facilities gentlemen, they decided to make a plan of they would tow the stage in with their tractor with the turf tires, and they would build a false road, a fake road, to tow the stage along. And that's what they are starting here. Dang, take a look at our fence hit. Broke our level off, too. We have them in the corners. Here's a souvenir.
Yeah.
It can go with your broken window.
Yeah.
It's been a fun week already. So they're going to place these false road, basically. They're going to drop one set of tires onto the concrete that goes along the field here, and then they're going to build a fake road. Now on the out, they will completely build two roads for us, but getting in, they do this one road and they ride along the concrete. I'm pretty sure they destroyed a video guy's data cable doing this, but yeah, no. I tried, but by the time I said something, it was what it was. Anyways, and so at this point, there's nothing for us to do until these guys can get our stage remotely in place. And so we're just waiting for the team to get it here to us. And while we do that, this field is just absolutely amazing. This facility is, it's top notch here in Cary, North Carolina. Woo. Alright, day one of setup here. Stage all leveled out. I've got some lighting hung, but they are building a tent in front of it as like a VIP section thing. So I'm gonna take a break. So it actually turns out that the deck and the tent that they set up in front of the stage is actually just to protect their equipment from weather. So this is a live recorded show for ESPN. It is the Pat McAfee Show, and it's, as you see, it's really just a studio space, and they're using the stage as the set. So we were able to bring a stage in, hang some lights. We did have barricades and some other things. I had all of the audio set up and the lighting set up, and honestly, everything went as good as I could ask.
Met him last night. We got in late because there was a holding pattern, and I guess North Carolina is, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
They're able to have this type of grass. I think because it does rain. And I think when it rains, it comes. I think it is. We're just circling the city for an hour and 15 minutes. Missed the training session last night with the boys, but everybody on our team has that feeling.
I feel so bad for you in that tiny little plane that you were on. I mean, I know you fly around in that tiny little thing, or back in coach. I know. I'm sure it's tough in coach when you're circling for an hour.
All right, before we get to
did your caviar get warm?
Okay.
Easy.
Okay, I can't fit.
Kneel down.
I cannot go roller car. This is it. It feels fantastic. I mean, I'm sitting like punk. I'm ever grateful for the Cardinals one, because that was the last stretch of my career, and I now have my son on film. I now have my last game on film. I have my last meetings on film.
They have the video of you watching the video that I made a tribute to. Like, that one actually was sweet.
It was incredible, and that's why I say the people of Hard Knocks are so good, is because they're the same people that did my last one, and they made sure they gave me every single piece of footage that I now can show my son someday. And that's really cool.
Quick question: what was the reaction of the boys when you gave the good dudes back, guys?
Not great. I mean, especially looking back now, I'm like, wow, that's no wonder they were.
So because we are expecting weather to come in, and we have two structures, the tarp from the stage to the tent was kind of a last minute decision to just make sure that water did not fall in between the two structures. It's not recommended, but in this use case, we were kind of just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Witnessed one broken nose.
Are absolutely gnarly. I don't know. I'm not a big sports guy. I didn't realize this field is like half of a field or a quarter of a field. It's small for these boys. They can kick this ball well past the edges of these fields. They're scaled back. They're smaller teams, and these teams are playing for $1 million. So you're seeing all kinds of crazy things. It's kind of like no rules, but like specialty rules. It's just very cool. In person, amazing. Now, out of our 2 days here working, we did not get rain until loadout. And then luckily for us, it was just the truck pulling it out, the tractor pulling it out. So we really made out pretty easy when it got to that, to be honest.
Like he is going to be himself. We're going, not bad for LA, right? Los Angeles feels like feels like JJ Redick would have been perfect for LA because he talks, he has personality, he does his thing, and he knows ball. It's like Dan Hurley going out there is going to be must watch. If he has success there, think of all the movie people that are like, we need to make characters after Dan Hurley. Some stats here on this particular graphic show.
Do this, but why are we just hearing about it?
So I don't know, but allegedly Dan, it might have been with the team. Like the Yukon team didn't want to get out.
Yeah, when you're leading a basketball program, you have all these recruits, you have everybody that, it is a weird spot for her.
The stage has seemingly worked. Shout out to Dave from Brazil, Indiana with his stage.
Internet.
Shout out to the internet from the people of Cary.